All right, let's bring in Mr. Ry Klemp. This is probably one of my favorite photos right here of him. He sent this over the other day. This dude, I put on the thumbnail the mouth of the South East Street on the bottom, but I think we're going to have a great time tonight. So if you guys don't know, we're going to get to know Ry Klemp. We're going to find out about Southeast Street and we're going to give you guys some serious FOMO that weren't there, like guys like me that weren't there. Episode 131 of the Drag Driver Pete Show. Can you believe it?
How'd we get here?
Dude, we just keep doing it. We're gonna learn all of that stuff. So, Mr. Ry Klemp, let me move all of this stuff. Let me get it shifted around here. Let's make you big, dude. Tell us what's going on, who you are, what you do, all that kind of fun stuff.
How you doing? Can you hear me okay? All right, I'm on a backup microphone, so I had to kind of scramble to get all this put together. I'm doing good. Happy early Thanksgiving, guys.
Yeah, right. I'm excited we did this tonight. Eric I'd asked last week, should we do this? And he was like, yeah, we ain't got nothing else going on Thursday. I said, right. Okay, I'm in. Yeah. So I'm glad you're here, man. This is going to be really kind of fun. I want to talk about BMX bikes, but I want to talk about those later because I did some stalking today, man. I was like,
there's a lot going on in this garage. It's kind of it's sometimes it's a distraction, obviously.
Hey, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with kicking up and riding your bike around the neighborhood a little bit if you need a break from car stuff for a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, dude, do you do this every day, all day? Like, do you have a day?
So my backstory for those who don't know, I retired from the Marine Corps after almost 21 years of service in 2021. I was in the aviation side over there, and the whole time growing up, I'm from North Carolina originally. I left right after high school, joined the Marine Corps, and traveled the whole world and saw everything. And during the whole time, try to remain as actively involved in racing in every way, shape, or form. Like, I was the kid that was rebuilding cars in the barracks and stuff like that, getting yelled at for it. And so that's always just kind of been just turning wrenches in one. If there's racing, I want to be involved. And that's basically it. So that's been my whole career in automotive. Like, I always try to keep that military and the automotive side like separate, never like use that as like a foot in the door or nothing. I wanted my automotive resume to stand alone. You know what I mean? Yeah. And while I was on active duty, I rarely talked about it. But now, like, hey, where's this guy kind of coming from all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Well, that's why. So that's why my beard's gray and I've had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. So hang on. So you said 21 years, you got out in 2021. When did you graduate?
I graduated high school in 2000.
Oh man, we're like the same age.
Yeah, so that whole...
I look way older than you do, but...
Well, that's why I'm wearing a hat. That's why we're all wearing hats, right? Yeah.
Right.
No, I had
my 5 head just keeps going.
I kind of wanted to... I knew if I went to college, like, I was going to party my ass off. And I called the recruiter at the end of my junior year, and I was like, hey, what do I got to do? So rolling in my senior year, I was on Easy Street. Like, I just skated my whole senior year. And I looked at it as a way to just kind of, like, learn a skill and kind of see what I wanted to do. And I grew up going to Roxborough Motorsports Park in Roxborough, North Carolina. Like, that was the first track I ever made a pass down. I think the first track I ever went to in my life was Great Lakes Dragaway, actually.
Oh, so cool.
The reason I don't have the North Carolina accent is not to go too deep into it. I moved around my whole childhood for various reasons, like born in Wisconsin, California, Indiana, Dallas, Texas, North Carolina. So that's every north, south, east, west, all of it. So joined the Marine Corps, and yeah, just like any typical, it's such a cliche thing. Now it's usually Chargers and Challengers or 5th gen, 6th gen Camaros, but for me it was Mustangs. You enlist and then you get a Mustang, right? And that's what I ended up getting, and that's what the car, it's not in here right now, but it's still with me. And that turned into, I believe it was around like 2013 where I really started paying attention to drag and drive. More so than just drag racing. Grew up in North Carolina, and racing in North Carolina is very easy. We're so fortunate here in the Southeast for what we have for racetracks. Like,
blows my mind.
I mean, dude, you guys were talking about the weather. It's 78 degrees outside today. Like, I charged up a whole bunch of RC cars, and I was like, let's go have some fun and just tear some stuff up. Like, screw working on these things. And then from there, I was stationed in California for about 8 years, and it's different out there. If those have lived on the East Coast and West Coast, and it's people that think that the automotive culture in California is dead because of how hard it is to be a car guy. It's not hard to be a car guy. It's a very different culture. It's entirely different than what we do here. with drag and drive, obviously, and drag racing in the Southeast, but car culture is alive and well out there. But so like, yeah, I've traveled all over the place, and this whole time, this Mustang has been dragged along with me, and I deployed from out on the West Coast. And that's when I discovered drag and drive. And I went to, in Afghanistan, like I was downloading all the drag week live feeds on a hard drive, like when we had access to the internet. And then I would lay in my rack at night and watch the drag week, like replays, like old football tapes. Like, and that's when, dude, small block street race power adder class, like that was the 850 class as it's become known now. That was my jam. And I learned the who's, the boys out of Texas, John Dotson, Deutscher, rest in peace to Randall Reed. Like the guys out of Texas were the dudes to beat in that category. Like they put on a clinic, and I do what we do. You know, you track them down on social media and you ask them all the questions, bug the shit out of them, and built my car around that. And I moved back to the East Coast and made it a lot easier to begin drag racing again. And my car and my program grew exponentially quick. And the Mustang grew into what it is. Well, the last iteration was a turbo LS small block deal built to assault 850 class. And the 1 year I went in 2018, my first year to drag week, first one I ever did. We finished, had a lot of hard luck, but ended up just, I don't even know where we placed in class. That was the one where we just wanted to go just to get it done. Right? 2019 was right here in our backyard. It started at Virginia Motorsports Park. And that was the year that I was like, I'm going to win. I'm going to be competitive. And it was a one and done on day one. And I punted it into the stands. Like the trans brake didn't hold the car. I rolled the beams and panicked. And I came back around. I begged Lonnie Grimm. I'm like, please give me another shot. And then a bunch of other racers, it was a one and done deal. Like he stood his ground, rightfully so. And that was when I realized as a person, like how competitive I can be, because I was pissed. And I treated it like any other race. I'm like, whenever I'm a first round loser, I'm going home. Like my house is 2 hours away. And I got no, it's drag and drive, like the spirit and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, this is going to potentially cost me thousands. I'm going home. And then the next day I'm sitting there watching the live feed like,
why did I go home?
Yeah. I'm like, man.
Attention racers and high performance enthusiasts. Are you ready for your next engine build? If so, there's no better time than right now to check out Molle Motorsports all-in-one Power Pack piston kits with over 1,200 application. These kits come complete with pistons, rings, wrist pins, and clips, all designed to work together. Visit MolleMotorsports.com for more details. For our podcast listeners, Molle is spelled M-A-H-L-E. And for our PRI attendees, go check out Molle at PRI and check out those Power Pack piston kits.
Yeah, Jeremy Ortiz, another 850 killer in here, says 850 is a cool kids class.
It is.
That's for sure, man. We love it.
Tough category though, and that's when I realized like it's if you want to go there to win, you got to be on the ball day one the whole way. Yeah. And that's such a tough class. And it's you got to go in there with that. I can't remember who said it. It was said very recently. I think it was Devin, maybe potentially. But you got to go in there if you have the drag and drive mindset. You're either going to have fun or you're going to be competitive, because sometimes those two don't go together. The fun thing can always happen. It's going to suck, but it's going to be fun. But like when it gets competitive, if you really want to make the sacrifices, it may not be fun. And that was a year that I was like, well, this isn't fun anymore. I'm going home. Yeah. I still catch flack for it, but it's like. Dude, if you're a bracket racer and you lose, like you're not going to stick around and support your crew. You're going home.
You're not hanging out. Yep.
So that was my mindset. But so then that was my introduction into drag and drive. And it's kind of been my mindset on how I build cars. And that reputation kind of grew here locally for me, with that attention to detail that is obviously necessary to make a car survive on the street. Going down a track is almost secondary at that point. And I kind of grew a reputation for having that attention to detail, which I think a little bit of the military background and aviation background and a little bit of whatever.
Yeah, if you're working on stuff, if you're working on aviation stuff, that's pretty important that things are right.
Yeah, on the aviation side, I was an airframes mechanic, so metal smithing. Like I worked on CH-53 Echoes. They're getting phased out now. It's an aircraft that's been around since dang near Vietnam era, but they're big rigs in the sky. They're semi trucks, and I get a little nostalgic thinking about them. Like I don't ever want to work on another one again, but We call them shitters. Like I don't know if we can cuss on here or not, but that's what they're called because they leak all the time and it looks like a diesel truck rolling coal when they're flying through the sky. But man, you need to pick up your house, they can move it. That's a bad
just a workhorse. Yeah,
it's an animal. But that's
cool.
Yeah, your attention to detail, because like you can't pull over on the side of the road. You know what I mean? Mistakes get made. People potentially could get really hurt or worse. So that mindset gets driven home quite a bit, and it's paid off for sure.
Yeah,
but
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that basically brings us up to current day. Like, I retired from the Marine Corps. I'm a stay-at-home father now, and I have 3 kids and a beautiful wife, and who's my sugar mama, and I play with race cars. Like I said,
sweet.
If there's racing there, I want to be involved in one way or another.
Aaron Roberts says they mark their territory.
They do. It's a cliche statement. It's been said about a lot of things, but if you ever get on a CH-53 and it's not leaking, get off because it's empty.
I've driven cars like that, so yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Yep.
Park in a different spot every day. Okay, still oil dripping on the ground outside. It's fine.
And keep all the oil on the outside. It's easier to check that way.
Yeah.
Right. How did you get into announcing for Street Neat?
Oh man, so I've become friends over the years just through, I think I just kind of like bugged him enough. Eric Yost, Biggin of Customs by Biggin out there in Mooresville. Back in, I think we've crossed paths a million different times, and then I saw him on the old drag and drive stuff, and I'm like, man, this is a guy that, the reason I gravitated towards him is because he's not just a drag racer. He's got a tremendous resume in NASCAR, one of the smartest individuals in the automotive space that I know. And he has this unique ability to come up with simple solutions to the most creative problems or unusual problems. But that's a long way to give me your question again. I do this a lot. I derail. I'm sorry.
How'd you get into announcing for Street Neat?
I was going to circle back to that. I knew where I was going. I was writing my love story to my love note to Biggin. Biggin became involved at the track in Mooresville, and that was a stop last year on Southeast Street Neat. And it was drag and drive. Sounds like a fun time. I wasn't signed up for it or anything like that. And I've known Devin through, again, just racing here in North Carolina through mutual friends. And I literally just went to go hang out and kind of get in where I fit in and see if Biggin needed some help. And he put me up in the tower, said, can you help us? We need someone in the tower, just to kind of like call the lanes or nothing like that. And up until that day, they didn't have an official announcer for Street Neat. They were just using the track announcer. So literally just radio call. And I got up there and I asked for the standings, and leading up to this, it'd been kind of like a crappy couple days. I think they had a rain out, the weather was crappy, and some of the racers were just kind of having a bad time. So the vibe rolling into Mooresville, and this was day 3, was kind of just a little bit down. So I jumped in the tower and just started calling out cars and lanes, and I'm looking at the stats and the standings, and I start talking about what I'm seeing here, and I'm looking across, and I realize, like, dude, there's 4 different cars across different categories. We got a pickup truck, we got a big block turbo Mustang, I got a car on 235s and something else, and they're all in contention for the overall win of the whole thing.
Nice.
Like, yeah. And this is only a little over 100 cars. It's not so the story's unfolding in front of me, and I start talking about it, and like the vibe kind of changed in the whole place. And then like I started seeing the same like fast racers come around, and they're making hot laps, and then I'm getting text messages from people, and I started just telling the story of like what I was seeing on the paper in front of me. And leading up to this, obviously I'm passionate about the drag and drive. I can talk about what I've seen on the road, and I walked around and talked stories. But the one thing I forgot was Devin and Laura, when they started Southeast Street Neat, they made it a thing like, we don't publish the standings.
Oh yeah,
just
jerks.
don't. So
I love it though. I love it.
Don't ask, period.
Yeah.
And so everybody's just like, all right, we just don't. I speculated. I think the biggest reason is they just don't want to be bothered, right? Like, just don't ask.
Well,
that's all, because if you got 200 racers, you may think only a handful of people. That handful is only 25. If I ask you the same questions 25 times a day, it's going to get old. So
well, and the other side is the competitive side. Like, you're going to lay your shit out. You're not going to lay back for anything because you don't know where everybody else stands.
Yeah. So the mystery of it, I think, rolling into 2 days, everybody not knowing, and then all of a sudden the realization of like people are going like CJ Cave came in that morning going, I don't know if we're gonna finish or not. Like, I don't even know where I'm at in class, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, dude, you're about to fucking win. And he doesn't even know.
Didn't know, yeah.
And there's just that happened to so many other racers that just like I had no idea where I was in class. So it kind of became this when the vibe changed and everything. And then Devin and Laura came into the tower after like a couple hours of it, and they said, "Hey, you're okay at this. Would you like to come join us at Shady Side and help wrap this thing up?" And I called my wife and asked for permission. I'm like, "Hey, like they want to actually, I'm gonna leave a drag strip with more money than I came in with for once." Like that never happens. Even when I've
you're
won
paying me?
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
So went down to Shady Side and unfortunately got rained out that day. But I mean, just 2 days and only a little over 100. I don't even know how many were on that roster last year.
Yeah, I think it was like 160 or something like that, 150 something. I don't
know what it was about. Like just within 2 days of it, I was able to put together and formulate a story. Like just pick up the numbers or look at the numbers and just go, "This is amazing." And I felt like if nobody was talking about it, nobody was going to hear about it. You know, it was getting covered, but really people are just looking at stat sheets and nobody was telling the stories. And then I think that the reason I enjoyed it and it is because go back to like what I was saying, like I studied those old Drag Week tapes. I know the names. I know how good it feels to hear Brian Loans say my name and tell a little story about me and go back and it's like when my dad would be like, "Hey, check it out, I'm in the paper," like, "Ha," or like your kid brings something. You stick it on the refrigerator. You go home, you go back to your hotel at night, you find out, "Oh, what did he say about me on the live feed?" And I know how it feels to hear that, and it feels good. So like, I mean, there's 175 racers or something that I think we started with, and like, I wish I could tell a story about every single one of them.
And I think that's what's most fun about what Eric and I get to do with this is like a lot of times, if those guys didn't make a magazine, they weren't. They didn't have any. You know, there wasn't anything out there, so we have the chance to do that, and we need to do more of it for sure.
I think, like I said, I've been a racer on a drag and drive. Like I've been on both sides, and I think that's why I enjoy telling the stories because it's like there's just so much stuff. I mean, we've sat in the parking lot on Drag Week and BS, and I mean, I am a conversational bulldozer, dude. I can talk, and like I said, you've already seen it once. I will derail a conversation way down a rabbit hole. So sometimes I need you to bring me back. But I was going into this a little bit nervous, wondering if I was going to have enough time to fill this, and I'm already looking at it. It's like, we're damn near an hour.
We're good, I promise. The one question I have before we go into event winners is, do you announce at any other events? Is there anything else out there that you're doing stuff?
So I'm working with Corey Stamper. So Corey Stamper of Spooled Media is the official live feed presenter for Southeast Street Meet. And I know Corey he's done some no prep stuff in the past. He also does his YouTube channel, and we've crossed paths, and I see him in there right now. He is going to have me, I believe, as the announcer coming up for the King of the South race. Potentially at Shady Side.
Dude, that's awesome.
I don't know if I just leaked that or if I'm supposed to wait until PRI. I'm not good at keeping secrets.
He said
we all know
he said the baddest
28-10-5
race in the country. That's exactly what I thought of.
That's insanely exciting for me. Like I went to that race last year and it was a madhouse, and Shady Side, it's the home track for Southeast Street Meet, and man, I hope it stays that way forever. I love the Buff family.
It's one of the coolest tracks that's out there.
If you've never been, if you guys are listening to this and you come to North Carolina and you have the opportunity to attend an event or just go to a test and tune at Shady Side, it's one of the most beautiful little tracks. And it's like, I put it like this, like, so again, we're fortunate in North Carolina to have what we have. Right? I think we have I don't even know how many drag strips there are. There's too many to count.
100, I think.
But you have like these world-class facilities. You got ZMAX, and I don't know if it's still called Galat anymore since the IHRA acquisition.
Duran is something.
I mean, it used to be Dunn Benson. If you guys are back in the day, the only thing left of that track is the dirt it's on because that place was a dump. But you have these world-class facilities like Galat and ZMAX are insane, right? And then it's like going to see Metallica at Dodger Stadium, right? Or Staples Center. It's going to be an amazing show, but you're going to be in the nosebleeds. You're not going to be able to get up close. But then sometimes you get to go to like a shitty little dive bar and see this rad blues band, and you're like, man, that dude's going to make it someday. And then that's it. Like that's Shady Side right there.
And Wes Buck says sometimes things are better played in a honky tonk. And
yeah, man. It's
Shady Side's
cool
a honky
place.
tonk for sure.
It's such a great place. So I am beyond excited to be the voice behind arguably the biggest event that track puts on. Like I got goosebumps thinking about it. Like
it's going to be badass. And I want to give a shout out to Corey too, because like we were headed down to a cheer comp. So I listened to you. I basically live streamed the entire thing in the car in an earbud with it playing up on the the vent clip deal. I had it playing there as I'm driving down roads to Central Arkansas. I was like, the girls were saying something. I'm like, this is important.
Yeah, and I like I found. Man, I have respect for the guys like Derek Putnam and Adam Dory and Brian Loans, of course, that the guys that do this, then they're able to fill that dead space because, man, it's tricky. Like I'm really working on my process here, and it's one of those. I think we've talked about it, off air or off, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But I'm trying to hone the process a little bit. Like going into Southeast Street Meet, I went in, I just had the list of cars and numbers. Like, so my first day, like cars coming up, I'm trying to, hopefully I pronounced the name right, and then I'm making a note, like I don't know what kind of, so when you go through and listen, like why does he just keep calling everything a second gen or third gen or something? I had no make, model, year or nothing, like and then all my notes are just like it was a bit of a mess, but a tremendous learning experience. Like, dude, by the end of the day 3, I think I barely slept at night before going into the final day, and I felt like the numbers in the matrix just rolling through my head like time slips. I'm like, I got to wake up and sort that Excel spreadsheet. I'm like, dude, you have 5 hours before you got to be at the track. You're still good.
Oh, yeah. But it's pretty awesome. The great thing I think about Drag and Drive racers is we really do have to lean on our storytelling and our knowledge of the cars that are there. Yeah. Where, I've done a few like color commentary and fill in for the guy while he goes to the bathroom, things at like bracket races or regular drag races. All the notes, all the names, all the car info. He's had it 22 years. He's, whatever. All that stuff is all in there. It's not at Drag and Drive. They're literally putting a number in there when that person pulls up to the lanes, and that's all the info you get. Because it takes a ton of time to put all that info into all of that. And each track has a different system and way you can see the stuff.
Yeah, that's the other one. It's
one of the craziest things ever.
Trying to read timing systems was really thrown. That was a tough one to try to figure out each different track's layout, and it was definitely unique. And just learning how to operate. And you're literally operating in somebody else's house. What I thought was super sick, like how drastically different the 3 tracks were. So, we had Shady Side, which love Shady Side. And then, we went to Greer Dragway on day 2 in Greer, South Carolina. And if you've never been there, dude, that's a track in the middle of a city. Like everywhere you look is a chain link fence, and it's someone's backyard all the way around this whole beautiful laser leveled concrete 8th mile drag strip. And it's a bad track. Man, I will say that Greer, from start to finish, that track was like, I think they touched it 2-3 times. It was great. Wow. We had a great day at Greer. And then like the difference you go into Carolina, again, beautiful track. Like it's groomed like a golf course. And
the towers in between those three completely different towers.
The tower, and this isn't a jab at him, the tower at Greer, it felt like a tree fort. Like, because the guy goes, watch your head when you go in here, you're kind of tall. And he was right. Like, I had to duck down and you go up the stairs, and then you could have like closed it, and then that was the floor, like an attic door. It was sick. I love it.
Yeah, I think that is one thing that's fun for Drag and Drive announcers, is just being able to visit that many different tracks during a week. You get to hit so many different things.
The best seat in the house, obviously.
Hell yeah. Well, let's talk about some of those seats in the house. Let's move into some. So what we're going to do on the rest of this part is just kind of list the winners of each class. Big shout out for getting this over. I appreciate all that. So just so folks know that are following the Drag and Drive World Champion Points series that's presented by Summit Racing that we will be awarding at PRI. I did get the numbers today. I will be putting all of that together. Probably not working tomorrow, but Friday I'll spend hours and hours and hours working on that Friday and Saturday. And hopefully we can put out some standings on Sunday, maybe Monday of next week of what where everybody kind of finished the year and all that kind of stuff. So going to be kind of fun. Again, We're going to run through the winners of the 2025 Southeast Street Meet, and Ry is going to tell us fun stories about these guys if we remember, and if we don't, we're gonna keep rolling.
I got some
way
touching all this year.
Yeah, huge daily driver list here. Lots of folks in this class. I think I only did one page. Pretty cool.
Your daily driver category, your winner here at the top, Dustin Crane. And man, if we had, it would be cool to have pictures. Beautiful red, I believe an S14 240 with a 2J in it. And I think it was a 6-speed Ford Trans in it. So the daily driver rules, the category as you have to have an overdrive transmission. I believe you have to have air conditioning, has to have a functional radio, and overdrive meaning it can't be a power glide with gear benders. It's got to have a real overdrive. And there was a little bit of questionability around Mr. Crane's setup as to whether or not he met all the rules, but he does meet all the rules, in fact, and he actually drives that thing on a daily basis, from what I understand.
That's cool.
I mean, yeah, you watch a car go up and go 540s, and somebody's like, yeah, it's my daily. I'd be like, yeah, okay, sure.
Like, imagine that dude's pulling out a Sonic at lunch. He's going to murder anything else on the street.
Yeah, it's sick. It's a sick car. And it's kind of a rolling science experiment. It's fully upholstered interior, and you have a Nissan with a Toyota motor and with a Ford transmission behind it. He has it dialed in and figured out for sure. And then number 2 there, Charles Barber, 590. He dipped into the 590s on it. That was the gentleman had a Hellcat. Making a Hellcat go 5s is not an easy button, but I will say it's kind of the easy button because it already comes with all the amenities as far as those daily driver features. Mm-hmm. And then number 3, Don Gatlin. I have to review my note real quick. I want to blue Chevy 2 Nova. So top 3 right there. I mean, you got an import, you got a modern Hellcat, and you have a beautiful blue Chevy 2, like 1964 Chevy 2 Nova, and that's your top 3 in daily driver. That's sick.
And that's what's really cool about drag and drive to me, in my opinion, is just the ability to be able to have everything in that class. That class fits it for sure. But what's the setup? What's the formula for DYO?
Okay, so DYO, a lot of people don't understand. So I don't want to offend anybody. I'm going to say this, but the general consensus, a lot of drag and drive or heads up racers, is the bracket racing kind of sucks, right? Like, nobody wants to, I don't want to race in my rear view mirror, patting the gas, looking to, So DYO kind of came about. It's like the anti-bracket racer bracket race. So you're allowed to break out, right? Mm-hmm. So I kind of what I try to do when I talk about this class throughout the week is just take the word bracket out of it and take index out of it and just call it a poker run. That's kind of what it is, right? Okay. So your day 1 sets your dial in. Whatever you turn in on day 1, you can go in and you claim your dial. And now you can go over or under that dial throughout the week. So you're based upon a deviation. So what this kind of accidentally, I think this kind of came out because, and this honestly got true. So at the end of the week, we'd have an actual bracket race with the top 8 in this class, right? And last year we were in the Tower of Shady Side, and we're talking, it was me and Devin and Seth, and Devin goes, wait, so can you just stagger the tree? Devin Vanderhoof literally had no idea that you could actually stagger a tree and do a real bracket start. He's like, whoa, that's cool. I'm like, you just said bracket racing's cool. So
yeah, Devin Vanderhoof said bracket racing is cool. Everybody write that.
But what bracket racing does, if you have a 5.0 dial in and you run 4.9999, you know what I mean? You're pissed. Mm-hmm. But with this, you're not, and they don't get mad. They don't get discouraged, and it kind of encourages people to there's a few cars that would just go up and just make laps after laps. And if they weren't doing that, we would have had dead lanes and nothing to talk about. But I had, a Jeep Cherokee, Francis Thomas, a Jeep XJ, making probably 20 laps, I think, almost in one day. Don Flanders, but you look at the deviation to the side. So this is how far they were from the dial-in, over or under. But what I want you to look at is Jacob Watson, okay? Jacob Watson, who won that. Beautiful LT car, black Camaro. I called it the ZZ Top car because it had these sick ZZ Top stripes on the hood.
Yes.
And he came up to me afterwards and he said, appreciate you pointing that out. He mimicked the same stripes that were on his dad's race car and did it on his. So, and it's a sick car. It's one of the cleanest F bodies you can ever see. And I was stoked to see it win. And if you look at the times, how he did it, coming into the final day, he was below his average. So he slowed down enough to nail it. Right? Coming in, he was in 7th place. So literally, if you look at the deviation, you could be in dead last and come in and knock a home run out on the last day. Mm-hmm. So it kind of takes, I think it makes bracket racers a little mad because now you're just shotgunning, right? You're just like spamming the starting line to get as many time slips as you can. And yeah, like Jesse Hazlitt says, the way to set up nothing matters till the last day if you do basic math. That is very true. But it means that you're never out of it, right?
Yeah.
It's anybody's game until the last day. And it gives people a reason to run. I don't know. We're talking about some changes in the DYO to try to see if we can kind of get a little bit more skill involved in it. I kind of like it the way it is, where it's a catch-all and anybody can go in there and it ain't over till it's over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you definitely have to do that with one class. And DYO is great because, like, I'm looking here. I mean, I'm seeing like 10 O's, I'm seeing 9s, I'm seeing 7s, I'm seeing 6s. You know, like, you've got to have a class that 10-0 guy isn't going to be like, oh, well, I'm just here for the experience. You know, there's no way to win this all out class. And I don't know. I think, Jesse Hazlitt says I like it the way it is. I think it really does make the most sense because really,
I mean, I don't know if somebody could do it, but like if you could go up on day one and to say you have a kind of a rough day one, you turn in a 6 flat, and then you have a great day two, you run a 5-0, and then you're like, oh wait, and then
hang on.
Just sit there and mix it up. I don't know.
Yeah,
I want to see how.
I need to run a 7-0 to level this out. Yeah.
God, what's that game on Price is Right? Wasn't there over under or something like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to that.
Right.
It's a really fun class to watch and how it shapes up though, because you look at the deviations and it makes it look like it's insanely tight racing, and it is, but it's super fun, I think.
So for the average, it's 4 days of average, right?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
And then, but you set your dial on day one with whatever pass you turn in. That's pretty cool. I like that. So, you know, we use the SICK, the magazine formula where it's the, you know, spread between your quickest and slowest pass.
Yeah.
Which really does make it tight. You know, you've really,
and then they have a 32 car bracket race at the end, right?
SICK doesn't do that, but then
Drag Week does.
Right. Drag Week does, but they do like the quickest 32 in Street Machine Eliminator. So, you know, like everybody's got their own way to do it, but we feel like, I mean, you know, Eric and I have talked at length about this class. I feel like it's one of the best ways to do it, but I really like this because we may split and do both formulas.
So let me hold on though. So we take the top 8 from this. So this is the standings, right? And then we took the top 8 that wanted to participate or could participate, and then we put them in an actual bracket race. Okay. And
interesting.
In the most southeast street and eat way possible, the dude that won went to the finals on 2 red lights and then was on the fastest pass of his whole week. It was Derek McCall, and is actually the Chevy Caprice that I did Drag Week with Logan on and clapped out. Nice. Logan built the car and just exchanged hands, and it showed up. They call it Nanner Puddin'. It's a 1978 box Chevy with Turbo LS on it. It rides around on the highway on 26-inch rims. It's a sick box Chevy.
Love it.
You're in the Southeast. That's how we build them. And it's fast. It's not a slouch. And whole family affair. Shout out to the Home McCall family. Like they were represented well out there. And so double red lights into the finals, and then finally he puts a pass together. The thing was kind of lazy, having some tuning issues, and then it starts to take off at 100 feet out. And I would watch it, and I don't remember the numbers, but he was on a rip to break way out. And he literally, you could see the internal struggle of like, oh my God, it's on the fastest thing it's ever done. Oh, if I keep going, I'm going to lose. And he jams the brakes, still somehow broke out. I think the other guy in a red light, he won. He ended up winning the whole thing. Like, a real bracket racer would have ran through that field like clockwork without breaking a sweat. But
and that's what, to me, I feel like that's what we're really missing a lot of in these kind of classes is some bracket racers to show up and, you know, street these bracket race cars and come out here. Ryan Morris, I was one of those red lights in the shootout. Yeah. Way to go, jerk.
But it was, dude, I mean, it was the funniest thing ever, but it's like, I know there were probably a handful of bracket racers or people that have ran a couple of bracket races, just like standing on the starting line or up in the stands screaming like that should have been me down there. But the way the dial your own category, I don't know, the way it shapes up, I think it's kind of fun. It just, yeah, I almost don't want to touch it. It's so
Right.
goofy. It's yeah.
So for the folks that are listening to this on the podcast, listen to this. It goes trip zip, like his dial and his 4-day average are identical. Okay,
I think next year we have to go to the fourth digit.
that's insanity. The next 5 people are 0.001. What the freak? The next 2 are 002. You got 3 more people behind that. We're at the 10th or 12th person here at 003. So what's that, Eric? The top 16 or 17 are 0.00 something.
Yeah.
Golly, dude, that's insane.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun way. I think we kind of accidentally stumbled on it. And for the record, I'm just the announcer, so don't come to me with rules, suggestions. I'll hear them, but I have zero influence on how these rules are actually written out. But
Adam Dory really likes crayons. He likes to eat them.
Oh yeah, delicious.
How
yeah,
cool.
I love this class. It's super fun to watch, and just it gets me excited going. Just when I look at the numbers at the end of the day, I'm like, ooh, how tight are we now? And who has switched it up? I mentioned her, Dawn Flanders. Look at her day 1 and day 2. She was dead nuts. She was number 1, I think, going into day 3. She was 918 with a 3, 918 with an O, and I mean that's a 918. It's not a fast 8th mile, but she's in the top of the class. She's in the bracket race.
And that's what it should be, in my opinion. That you need to have a class that anybody can win. So big shout out to Jacob Watson, Zach Smith, and Yvonne Hutchins for top 3 in that class there.
Yeah, now that you mentioned that, out of the other ones, the other drag and drives out there, what is there that any guy can win?
Yeah, I mean, so
other than oh, thanks for coming, here's a consolation prize.
Sick the Magazine does theirs is the difference in spread. So quickest to slowest, no matter what the ET is, 10-0 and slower. They call that DY or dial your own. And then Rocky Mountain Race Week is toying with the idea of a similar format, but right now they run indexes, quarter mile indexes, 9-0 to 14-0.
Yeah.
So that really splits up a bunch because you have a lot of 12, 13, 14 second cars. Like the last 2 years, I think 13-0 index has been the biggest at Rocky Mountain Race, the biggest class at Rocky Mountain Race Week.
Yeah, I think this is just me as we're talking this out too, but the more I think about this, I kind of like this. It feels very much poker run, kind of gambling a little, but that's dial your own, man. I like it a lot. It was a really fun one to watch.
I'm a huge fan. And the top 15 cars are 00 something, 0.00 something. That's crazy.
And I think the Mag does the Bullseye Challenge too, which is another kind of a cool thing.
That's something that I've been trying to think of, how to integrate some fun stuff like that, how to, I don't know if you guys, we're roughly same age, but Pee-wee's Playhouse, the word of the day, have bullseye. If the thing comes up, then something cool happens for that individual.
Yeah, I like the bullseye for a challenge you could work in within the system and let somebody get lucky. As a class, unless you're going to be able to hot lap that thing, it's going to be really hard.
Yeah. So I want to talk about this before I brain dump and forget about it because he's not on this limited sheet, but you mentioned the bullseye, fun things to do, incentivize. Argus Sanders was one of the sponsors for Street Meet, and he has a forestry service, tree trimming and stuff like that. And he put up $500 to the first person who could chop down the tree, right? If you could put up a 000 reaction time and turn in that time slip, he'd hand you $500 cash.
Wow.
Argus Sanders was the only one to do a 000 reaction time. The man won his own, he won his own $500. Wow.
That's funny.
That's similar to the dial your own kind of format. Hey, here's your lucky number for the day. But
I love the reaction time stuff, man. That's cool.
It is a good way. We don't do the over 1 second and it goes on your time slip.
Yeah.
I understand why other ones do that. I do like that. But also the people that it kind of would bum out a new person. And honestly, with the small enough car count, we don't have people waiting for 5 minutes up there, so it wasn't really an issue. I don't. That might get implemented one day. Who knows? But I like incentivizing. We're not going to punish you for being over one, but I like incentivizing. I think that's the way to do it. 100%. I think punishing might be the wrong way. That sounds kind of soft. Right. Drop the hammer on him. So, okay.
Dude, limited this class, bro.
Yes.
Hitters in this mofo.
So this is as close as we can get to, I guess you would call the 850 crossover, because it has the restriction on no methanol. And that's kind of what keeps this one under wraps. But yeah, the reason I say like 850 category, Kyle.
Yeah, dude,
Vermont,
look at all the 850
Kyle
names
from
in
Illinois. I finally learned how to say his name at the awards ceremony. But Kyle's been, that's another one of those guys that you can study as a how-to of drag and drive with that car. That car's
and it's fast. I mean, dude, 490s, 487 one day.
Day 4 he went 480 with a 5.
Wow.
I think that was a PB. I
awesome.
believe it was a PB almost all the way. It was like a thou off. It was right there.
Golly.
But
yeah, he's an animal. He's been to the circuit before. That car is so fast. It's one of my favorite cars. And dudes, like he's an awesome guy. Justin Treadle, any relation to Jim Treadle?
Yes, I believe they are brothers.
Oh,
but,
then you know it's fast. I mean, obviously he's second place in limited. But
so we need to talk about his brother, because his brother, when we get to Tiny Tire, I'm trying to find. Before I misspeak, I want to double check and say I'm trying to figure out the shootout. So we had the shootout for the Dial Your Own. We also have a shootout for the quickest 8, and I think if memory serves, Kyle won that, or I can't recall if Chris did.
Yeah, I know Kyle went to the finals, because that was like the time I was watching. So like you guys had done round 2 when I started the live stream, and so I backed it up and watched round 1, took notes, made a post, and then by the time we got through 2, I was in some curves I couldn't make notes, and then
hopefully somebody in the comments will let me know on that. I want to make sure I give Kyle his flowers for winning, if he did win the shootout. But yeah, he went to again, the shootout was another one where we'll talk about that in a second, because that had a little bit of everything mixed in there. But yeah, then Justin Treadle. Wow, man, I know his brother's car, the white Fox body. Yes. So again, shaped up to be a good battle, but the whole week was it was the Kyle show. You know what I mean? He just stretched the distance out longer and longer all week long.
Some 850
Stephen Price though, look at Stephen Price, number 3. His day 3 though, he was on it. That Chevelle was fast, but he just couldn't. The day 1 is a shady side. So day 1 was rough for us.
Because it was so cold, right? Like cold.
It rained. Yeah. So we got hit with real weird weather. Like I said, it's 78 degrees here today. And I had to put antifreeze in the truck that I was taking when I went to Southeast Street Meet, because I drove my kid's Turbo C10 and I had just water in it.
Nice.
And that was a terrible idea because it has no heat. It has heat now. I put heat in it when I got back. Of course, I put heat in it, and now it's 78 degrees. So we've had this crazy fluctuation of weather going into it. So the track was cold. It was not great during testing. And then new car blues. It was like the nightmare day 1 of a drag and drive. All the good luck we had at drag week day 1, we got hammered with it. So the guys at Shady Side had their job cut out for them, unfortunately. But yeah, so that 511 of Stephen Price is not indicative of what that car can do. I mean, that car is also very, very quick, and you can see it just on the potential. But unfortunately,
that's drag and drive.
Kyle got quicker every single day.
Right.
Kyle does what Kyle does.
Right.
I don't remember if he had issues or not. I don't think Kyle was trouble free, but
yeah, I think he did something on day 0. He had to work on it on day 0 or something.
But again, to go back to you want to go into win, Kyle was at the front of the lanes at Carolina Dragway. We had late start times most days. We're not starting at 9 a.m. like drag week, where like the Texas guys are changing tires and then sleeping in the lanes at fucking 6 a.m.
Yep. Yeah, those guys are crazy. Some other names in here, big 850 hitters: Keith Baker, Ed Schwartz, Walter Doyle, John Mankia. was trying to go down through there. I think Charlie Dale's been in it. Steve Mask. Steve Mask, that's the wagon, right? Dorothy. Doris.
Yes, let me look
Doris
at my
wagon.
notes here.
He's not necessarily
the Buick Roadmaster.
but I really do love that car, and he's awesome. Yeah,
and that thing still has the rear-facing seats in it, like yeah. And then
cruise around.
Charlie Dale out there, Carolina native, like putting on standing the thing up, like. And we should have made a drinking game to the Charlie Dale show, because every time he goes up there, if Charlie Dale does a wheelie, you take a shot, and you get wrecked by the end of the first session.
That's awesome. Congratulations to Kyle, man. Such a huge win for him. I know he's struggled in the past. We were out there with him in 2023, and man, that was like, I think he put a transmission in the night, like day zero at Shady Side in the dark. And when I say Shady Side's dark, there ain't no light. None. It's one of the darkest places in the world, I think. Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeet stick. Dude.
Man, this is a crazy one, dude. Like, first of all, look how many cars there are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 28.
Yeah, it's actually 2 pages. I couldn't put it all on the one page. It's 2 pages.
Yeah, it's insane how many cars there are. And then number 1 and 2, Rob Warwick, he had a little bit of issues there on the beginning of Shadyside. Like, they were kind of trying to keep that thing from flipping over backwards. That's the I called it the Barra Camara. It's a green 4th gen F body that sounds very wild. Like, it sounds like it has a Barra motor in it. I think I said it has a K swap in it at one point. I don't know if he'd be upset with me giving away all the secrets, but it's got it's a twin turbo LS with 180 degree headers. If you don't know what a 180 degree header is, look it up.
Yeah, I when you said Barra, I really heard like it sounds wild.
Yeah, and it's dirty fast. But it stands up at, like, I'm surprised it had an oil pan in it by the end of the week. They end up hanging like 50 pounds of weight on the thing, and he sent me a text on the last day. He said if it keeps the front end down and it hooks up and it goes the way it should, it's going to 4. And CJ Roberts was trying to do the same thing and run a 4. And both those cars, it's stick shift racing. Like, there's so many things that can go wrong, and that's what you look at the numbers, why they were kind of all over the place. But it was CJ Roberts' week. Could have gone any other way. And honestly, again, it's stick shift racing. So, like, even number 3 and 4. Number 4, Tommy Rosema. That's an S13 with, I think it has, I don't think it's a 2J in it, but it's an import. Like, it sounds like the Fast and Furious soundtrack. It's got the HKS super sequential blow-off valve. I love hearing it in the burnout box. He's just pumping it the whole time. But, I mean, that car, he was right there to striking distance. If any one of the other fast cars had a high likelihood of breaking some stuff, which, I mean, look at Kyle Buntley. He was another one that could have been up there on the podium. He would have been number 3, but day 4 it just didn't happen for him. Yeah. But yeah, the stick shift collective at Street Meet showing up is awesome. And there's a bunch of guys that were there. Like, I know he's probably listening. I think he's still listening. Taylor Hedrick was there hanging out, helping out. Taylor's no stranger to drag and drive, and he's been very, very fast. Yeah. So, the stick shift one was a super fun one. And the top 2, I believe CJ and Rob were both in the Quick 8 shootout. So we have stick car. I know
CJ was, yep.
Yeah, so we got the stick car in there, and Kyle's car, then a couple unlimited cars, trucks, tiny tire. Like, that was a cool shootout.
Yeah, I agree. And big shout out to CJ Roberts. He was on the Clutch Burners podcast, I think last week, or they dropped it last week or something. Did a great job, man. I loved hearing the story of the history of that car and how he built it. And then he was posting photos. That car's freaking nice. Like, just the hard wire or the hard line plumbing for the like the wastegates and stuff. Whew, man, send my shit to him.
And it does awesome wheelies.
Yeah, awesome, dude. On the bumper wheelies. I don't think he meant to, but tailgates and 28s, man. Our boy Adam Hodson in the Gap train out here just beating up folks.
So I'm trying to find my notes here on.
You guys can find that at Mac Customs, MAK Customs on YouTube.
Here we go. I think that's him. So, so obviously Adam put on a clinic here. The tailgates in 28's one, it's our truck category. We want trucks in there. Has to have a tailgate. No wagons, obviously. We know a Honda Civic EG hatch or whatever has a tailgate on it, but we don't want your all-wheel drive Civic showing up. We want to see pickup trucks on 28's. So Adam basically through attrition ended up pretty much uncontested, and then still ended up taking himself out of it. So unfortunately, he did end up going off into the wall on the left-hand side of the track on the last pass on day 4 that he made. The balancer let go. I got a video of it. The balancer broke and it knocked the water lines off, and the balancer went bink and hit the track right at the 300-foot mark, and then all hell broke loose. It just it put water under the tires. He tagged the left side wall. So most of it was cosmetic.
Got real close to the right side, right? Because
it did, but
I want to say watching that from behind, Corey did a great job with the footage. It was you could just tell something was off. He was all over the place.
I thought from my perspective in the tower, because the track opens up down there and I couldn't see it. I just saw trees. I'm like, oh, and I look, I'm like, is that in the woods or there's a wall down there? No, he didn't hit the wall. He's parked on the right side. So yeah, he made contact, just knocked the whole left side of the truck, bent up the front wheel. So it's it's fixable. It's not. It could have been so much worse. Dude, as fast as that thing is going. Bad. I mean, look how fast that truck is. It's not a slouch.
Yeah, five teens, 5.0s.
So the tailgates in 28s was rough for the fast guys because Adam Hodson obviously tearing his stuff up. Scott Thompson, not on the list here. Scott had did the piston delete at Greer.
We've got a photo of that here in a minute.
It sounded like a cannon going off.
Yeah.
And I heard it in the tower. But props to him. Didn't put a drop of oil on the track. Wow. And then the other one was, I believe I'm trying to look at my note here from day 3. He was Jeremy Hoskins, I think was the other, or was it Jeff Hughes? There was another S10 that was in the top 3 that was fast. And unfortunately, it was just through sheer attrition, could not keep up and had to basically throw in the towel. So Adam Hodson, Jeff Hughes, and Jeremy Hoskins run out your top 3. But Scott Thompson was not in there because he deleted all the pistons. There's another one. The name is escaping me, but I apologize.
Big shout out in this class to Brett Marvel, one of the coolest dudes I've ever met. That's
another dude that put on 100 laps that week. That long bed, man. That thing was. He was just cruising, doing left turns. I thought he was racing NASCAR. Excuse me. Camping World Truck Series.
Camping World Truck Series. And then Tyree Smith out there, man, putting in the truck class. Dude, we usually see him in a really fast naturally aspirated or turbocharged setup.
Thank you for saying that. Have you seen that truck?
Yeah, I don't even know what truck it was in.
It's a square body K10,
the gray one? The gray one? Yeah, and nice truck. It's fast too,
Yeah, it comes alive about 100 feet out. So if you're looking at the times right here, he's running, he went 623. I remember the 623 because I was laughing my ass off watching this big truck run a 623. It's a it's a lifted Silverado. It should be sitting on 35s. Yeah. And it goes about 100 feet out and then comes alive and goes.
Yeah.
So
Tyree Smith,
that thing was super cool.
A great builder, and that truck is so cool to watch it do that too. Brett Marvel, track Jesus.
Yes, sir.
And Mac TV here says Brandon Quinn.
Oh yes, Brandon Quinn. That was the gentleman who unfortunately had to drop out. He was number 3 at Greer, and I think he had the issues and ended up taking himself out of contention. So Adam Hassan. I love you, Adam. I meant nothing by the Adam. Nobody was there to take Adam out, so Adam had to take himself out.
Tiny tire, dude. I love this class. 235s are so cool, especially on cars like Jim Treadles.
Dude,
it looks so. And Aaron Sladen, bro, my man. Taco time, baby.
Is it Sladen or Shaden?
It's Sladen, but yeah.
Okay, so that's
it's in here as Shaden. Yeah,
it's a typo. Okay, so my apologies. My apologies for saying Shaden all week, but I didn't type them in there. So I don't apologize for all. I take no responsibility, but I will apologize on behalf of Southeast Street Media. So, yes, this category, man, was like, it was one of my favorite to watch because the way it played out, like, you couldn't have written a better story. And I do want to start off, I want to apologize to Tracy Holtzclaw because I think on day 1 and day 2, I was just like, man, Tracy's really kind of fallen off this year. The reality is he didn't fall off. Everybody else kind of got real fast. Like, some real heavy hitters showed up. So Tracy Holtzclaw was last year's winner. I don't want to take anything away from his program because I love that wagon. It's fast.
Yeah, I mean, he fell way off. Dude, he run a 5:32 on day 1.
Yeah, right? With a wagon.
Yeah.
But I love seeing that car out there.
What's crazy is he would have left day 1 in like 4th or 5th place, though.
Yeah.
512, 521, 524 with a 3, 524 with a 7. Travis Martin, another big name, and real fast dragon drive racing. Walter Doyle, 552. Man, yeah.
Travis Martin was one, dude. I believe he said he can't wait to get home, so could set the tires on fire when he got home. He was gonna do his pass on 235s just to turn in the time slip on the last day, and then put 275s on it just to go have fun. He was so over those tires.
That's awesome.
But so Tiny Tire, the way this shaped up, if you look at Jim Treadle's day 1, okay, and then look at Aaron Sladen's day 1, those two left 1 and 2 to the thousands, right?
Wow.
And then going into day 2, they were like right there, neck and neck. They're battling it out, the two of them. So you can see 522 and 5204. Anthony Harville went 516, but it put him as solidly in 3rd, rolling into Greer. So we go into Carolina. I believe, if memory serves, Jim Treadle with that Firebird was the first guy on the track. First to take a crack at it, right? Didn't go his way. Kicked the tires off of it. Comes back around to make another hit. And Aaron Slade and Taco Time, he was there bright and early to make a hit. Same story. Knocks the tires off. And then Jim comes back around. I think it was the second pass. And when he launches, from my perspective in the tower, it looked like fuel. It looked like somebody left the lid off the fuel cell or the intercooler. It just looked like fuel dumping out of the trunk. Come to find out, it blew a transmission line, and he oiled down the entire right lane all the way to the quarter mile. Obviously unintentional. He fell here. Nobody blames him. Like, it sucks. Like, there wasn't even fire or smoke. So I would have been like, yeah, dude, I thought it was literally coming all out of the trunk. Jim, if you're listening, nobody blamed you, buddy. We're not mad at you. So that was a rough cleanup for him. He got it fixed, comes back around. So this takes him a couple hours to get it fixed. Meanwhile, Aaron Slade and Taco Time, he's up here making laps, trying to put something together. He can't do it. And then here comes Anthony Harville. He goes up, and he went a 517. Boom, he hits the road. Now, he just would have leapfrogged those guys, right? Am I saying this right? Not Aaron Slade. Yeah. So, meanwhile, Taco Time, Aaron Slade is still there struggling. Jim Treadle still there trying to fix his car. And then the sun's setting. Come back up. Mr. Treadle goes up to make another hit. He gets backed off the beams because he's leaking onto the track. They're like, no, push it back. And then as he got put, I remember this. Okay, so he got pushed back. Sladen goes up and goes 508.
Oh, right in front of him.
He hits the road. Miles Jacobs with the El Camino shows up to the track late, having some sort of issues. I don't know. He's up there trying to put something together. Can't do it. Then he goes a 509.8. He hits the road, takes off. Jim Treadle, still trying to go up there, kicks the tires off, knocks the tires off. And he goes up there. He's the last car to try to go down the track and do the same thing. So you can look at his day 3. The fastest time slip he could turn in was a 940. This man came in there in first place with space and left in damn near dead last.
Oh, that's tough.
And it wasn't for like a lack of effort. This dude, I don't know how many passes he tried to make that day, but like... And I'm watching, like, my hands were sweating watching this play out in front of me. Like, I got the world's largest TV watching this, and it's so sick. That was that day, like, watching that unfold right before my eyes was what made me fall in love with doing this. Like,
and
an incredible story.
What's crazy is, like, Jim is usually, in most of the events he's in, he is one of the first dudes in the lanes for his class, or if it's an all open run, he's the first one in there, right? He'll make one solid pass, and then he's on the road. So him and the wife are gone you know.
Yeah. He made the very tough decision to throw in the towel at the end of that night. He sent me a text message and he said, I want to just, because what it was is he said a transmission line had failed and it was a crimp. And all the lines came from the same place.
Yeah.
And he crimped them himself. I'm not going to say brands or another, like, that's not what this is about. But he's like, that line failed, and I knew the guy that built all those lines, so.
He's like, dang it.
He was, he was absolutely right. He's like, if I go out and do that to Shadyside, like that track, we're going to have day one all over again. I can't do that twice. Nobody blames him. But, I mean, it was heartbreaking the way it turned out for him. But man, what an insane story! Like,
dude, that's Dragon Drive. Like, you won't get those stories anywhere else. Like, I mean, we would be qualifying, and you would just like he would be in first place qualifying. Yeah, if it's 5052 would have been best. I mean, that was quickest pass of the class, right? 5052.
Yeah, he was walking away with it.
So you wouldn't have known that any of that happened if you were just looking at the numbers. If we were doing regular racing, so pretty crazy, man. Unlimited, and then we got fun stories until we spent too much time on winners.
Oh yeah. So Chris Bedore, a beautiful Fox body Mustang. I mean, just you can look at the times. That thing was just putting on a clinic day after day. It was on autopilot, like just straight down Broadway.
And Gary bro, what the hell? This dude is a Chevelle collector, Chevelle collector. I think this is his third car. I think it's his third Chevelle of that generation.
This one is sick. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh man, it looked amazing.
I had black car is probably the last color I would ever buy again, but that one makes it look great. Yeah, both of those cars are also in our unlimited shootout. I don't know if anybody in the comments. I wish I could remember if it was between Chris and Kyle in the finals. I'm brain dumping. I had it written down who won.
I feel like now that you say Chris, I feel like Chris won.
I think he did. I think he took the overall and the unlimited win. Was it William Jones? My memory.
Rogue Blue Racing says Chris won.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the Falcon, Dirty Bird, William Jones. Excuse me. How could I forget?
Oh, that's right. I remember watching that now.
Yeah. So Dirty Bird came in third place. That's funny. Dirty, that rhymes. I completely caught me off guard.
Nice.
I don't know why. And then, CJ Cave in fourth place. They had their plan B. He came back. He won last year with his Mustang. So I don't know are you familiar with the car that he had last year? So CJ had a new Edge Mustang, and then one unlimited, and then he ended up cutting the top off the thing and converting it to a convertible. Like a maniac. Like he did the opposite of what Devin did with his convertible. And then ended up having issues with it, and they had to resort to plan B. But they were having, coolant issues. They didn't know if they had a cracked head or what the story was. He was having issues all week long, but still ended up there, putting on, he did great show too.
530s,
awesome wheelies.
Yeah, talk about, what a horrible plan B.
The one standout on here, so you can look at the list here. Argus Sanders, that car, you can see his day 4.
Oh, wow.
That was a pass that he just couldn't. He had lots of issues with some parts breakages, but that was one that would have been a contender, unfortunately. It just didn't work out for him.
5.0s on day 1 and 2, and then turns into 10.0 slip, which means he breaks the beams. But
yes.
Yeah.
Josh Munson, though, did you see the Suburban?
Oh, with the canoe on top?
Yeah, with the big wooden canoe on top of this thing.
Yeah.
I want to say it's a 60-something Suburban 2-door variant. A lot of people
why would they make that? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's huge.
Why would
there be
a
2-door Suburban? It's so hard to get stuff out of the back.
Right.
It's like a C3 Corvette with no trunk. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
So the other thing that makes no sense is this man put a 7.3 Godzilla motor in it with twin turbos, and I believe it's a 6R80 transmission in it. Like, it's a rolling science experiment. It's got this trick air-to-water intercooler set up on it, and then it has an interchiller, not the brand, but like he built his own air-to-water heat exchanger cooling system with the AC compressor and everything. Like
Oh,
the truck has
wow.
an AC compressor, but it doesn't cool the cabin at all. It's just strictly for intercooler.
What the
That's
heck?
it.
You're using it wrong.
Well, he's
You
using
can
it
still
wrong by
put it
putting
as an
all of it in
interchiller.
yeah, he's using it wrong by putting all of it in a 6,000-pound vehicle and
Yeah.
then strapping a canoe on the top of it and trying to go
Yeah.
racing. But I'm so glad he brought it out because like it's not a slouch. Look at it,
Yeah.
667 with the canoe on the top. So I'm trying to get a little bit of back and forth going between him and Peter Harrell because Peter Harrell has a kayak on the top of the two runner. So I'm
Yeah,
seeing
the
these
two
guys to meet up and square off for kayak
Oh, yeah,
canoe
that'd be awesome.
supremacy.
Right. Big shout out in this class to Mark Manor, Bud Trammell, Bill Bolus, know those guys well. Vickers and Tapscott, that's cool setup there. And then Brian Carney. Eric, do you remember when we gave away those Brap caps? Brian Carney was the winner of those way back when. I think that was 2.5, 3 years ago. So, man, a bunch of hitters in the unlimited class here.
I had the unfortunate opportunity to meet Brian Carney. Not unfortunate to meet him, but unfortunate circumstances because he was in the middle of a 2-lane highway as he was loading that car on the back of a rollback.
Oh,
Yeah, it dropped a valve after he left Carolina Dragway, like in the middle of the night, on the middle of nowhere.
yeah.
But yeah.
He would have been a contender too, like at least in the top few there. 'Cause, I mean, his 513, 516, in 3-day average of 523 is pretty awesome.
One of the cars too that was in there. Let me find the gentleman. It was the naturally aspirated Camaro. Man, I don't have the name on my notes here.
Well, while you're finding that, I do want to address Dustin Carlington here. He says the results, hell yeah, yeah. And just to reiterate what I said earlier, I do have these. I would kiss Ry right now for getting these over to me. I appreciate that a bunch. I'm not working tomorrow on anything. I'm not touching my computer or phone tomorrow at all. But on Friday, I'm going to dig down and do the points and all that stuff, and hopefully we'll have those wrapped up by Sunday. So there's 3,800 racers that I've got to basically manually go through each line and make sure that, like, Aaron Shaden is actually Sladen, and if he made enough there's a lot of stuff that goes into that, and it's for the last time, so got to make sure they're right. But anyways, just wanted to address that while we were there.
Yeah, we had. I'm trying to find the name because I don't want to do a disservice to this guy because he was a gentleman who had the unfortunate circumstances where he wrecked his car. The first pair of cars that we sent down the track at Greer, and he was one of the
guy
cars.
Pertano.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so sad. That car is so cool.
Yeah, he monster wheel stand next to Charlie Dale. I was like, man, this is gonna be cool. Two Camaros side by side, doing a monster wheelie. And when it set down, it kind of moved towards the center and then just darted immediately into the wall. Damn. Wiped out the whole front end. That thing was on track to be the quickest naturally aspirated car that we had.
Yeah, that car is super cool, and one of the coolest dudes out there too. Guy Pertano is super awesome. I hung out with him a lot. He runs around. He's a Florida guy, and so he lives and breathes Sick Week. He's been down there a ton, and it's just always fun to hang out with him. So, while you guys do the next little bit of segment, I'm gonna sneak outside and go pee pee. So I'll be back momentarily.
Make sure you tell us what color the soap is.
All right, so that was the Molly Motorsports segment. So appreciate Molly Motorsports for being on board. And again, anybody that's going to be at PRI, please stop by and chat with those guys. Check out those Power Pack piston kits.
We want to say thank you to all of you guys out there, our race car friends that are helping us make this thing bigger and bigger and bigger. We have a huge year planned for 2026, but first we got to get through PRI. So we're hoping that you guys will see us there. And if you're not there, we're going to see you on the live stream making comments. We're going to have somebody running the computer while we're there, putting comments up on the screen and all that kind of stuff. So thank you for being here, guys. We appreciate it. We got big stuff that's going to be announced at PRI for our race car friends. And thank you to our sponsors that make all of this possible. We appreciate them so much. 2025 has been an insane year. So as you're doing some shopping over the next, 48 to 72 hours here, as people have some specials that will be coming out, make sure you're trying to shop at some of these guys. At least shop over there, look and see if they've got anything that would fit your build and stuff. So Summit Racing, Deech Works, Molly Motorsport, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, AFCO Racing Products, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Chains 3D, Power Tube TV, if you want to watch some exclusive stuff from us over there. WAF Racing, who's going to be in our booth with us. Sweet Patina with the best hand cleaning wipes on the market. And then Racing Junk Classifieds, of course, the official buy-sell trade here of Drag Driver Pete.